Jai Hind everyone, welcome back to the class of English Studies. My name is Arun Kumar, your guide, mentor and partner in the mission of mastering NDA, CDS and SSC English. Friends, so far we have completed 4 topics. First, 100 golden rules of spotting errors. Second, narration, direct and indirect speech. Third one, question tag. And in previous class, we have completed the 4th topic, active and passive voice. Now, in this class, I have come with a very important topic, conditional sentence. Friends, I have discussed this topic in brief while I was doing 100 golden rules of spotting errors. But seeing its importance and the questions frequently asked in different competitive exams, I have decided to take a separate class on this topic. In this class, we are going to discuss different types of conditional sentences, their structures, and how to attempt the questions smartly in competitive exams if the questions come from this topic. So let us start. Friends, let us start with introduction. What is conditional sentence? Let us understand. A conditional sentence talks about a condition, if and its result. In simple words, a conditional sentence is a sentence with condition. There is a condition followed by its result. So condition and result, and both are separated by a comma. Let us understand the structure. If and condition both together. So this is the conditional part of the sentence, if plus condition. This is called if clause. And after this comma, there is what main clause, the result. So first is the if clause and second is main clause. Both are separated by what? Comma. So this is part 1, part 2, and this is part 3. Example, if you work hard, this is if clause. Part 1. Then there is a comma and this is result. You will succeed. So this is if clause and the result is main clause. Condition, if you work hard, and what is the result? You will succeed. Friends, there are mainly 5 types of conditional sentence. First is zero conditional sentence. Second one, first conditional sentence. Second conditional sentence. Third conditional, and at last mixed conditional sentence. Now we are going to discuss all these 5 types one by one. We will understand the structure of such sentences and we will see how to attempt the questions smartly in examination. How and where the paper setters play trick and try to confuse you. So we have to understand the basic structures of these all 5 types of conditional sentences. So let us start. Friends, to start with, let us see first one, zero conditional sentence. A sentence that expresses what? General truth, scientific fact or habit is called zero conditional sentence. Sentence expressing what? Scientific truth, proven facts and habits is called zero conditional sentence. What is the structure? If plus present simple and then present simple. Very simple. The structure will be if plus conditional sentence and then after comma again you have to use present simple only. Example, if you heat ice, it melts. It's a scientific truth. Yes or no? So, if you can see, if you hit, this is conditional sentence, this is what? Present simple. After result part, main clause is also in present indefinite, simple present. If you hit ice, it melts. In examination, you will get question like, if you hit ice, it will melt. Sounds to be correct, but grammatically wrong. Why? Because this is what? scientific truth. And in scientific truth, what does the structure say? The structure says that both should be in simple present tense. If it rains simple present, the road gets wet. Natural truth. If it rains, the road gets wet. In examination, you will get like, if it rains, the road will get wet. Wrong. Why? Because this is natural truth. So we have discussed what? Zero conditional sentence. Now second one is first conditional sentence. First conditional sentence is what? When the sentence expresses a condition which is realistic and most possible to happen. Yes or no? Realistic and the possibility of happening is high, then it is called first conditional sentence. Realistic in nature. Okay, so what would be the structure? If, then present simple. So if clause will be in present simple tense and main clause will be in future will. If you study hard, you will pass. Now you can see what type of condition is it. It is very realistic condition. If you study hard, you will pass. It's not impossible. So realistic possibility is very very high. So if you study hard, this is present simple, and the result part you will pass is in future tense. So what you will get in exam, if you will study hard, you will pass. Wrong. The first part, conditional part, if part, will be in simple present and the result will be in future tense. And this is called what? First conditional sentence. If he runs fast, he will catch the bus. Yes, realistic. So the first part is in what? Simple present tense, and the main clause is what? In future tense. So if clause in simple present and main clause is in future tense. Now the third one, second conditional sentence. In second conditional sentence, the sentence expresses a condition which is unreal and imaginary. That imagination may be present or future. Unreal condition like, if I were rich, if I were rich, I am not rich, if I were rich, imagination, then I would help the poor. So structure said, if, where will be used with all pronouns. So if, even he also, if he were. So if plus where, if part, if clause will take where, and the main clause will take would. Yes or no? If I were rich, I would help the poor. This is imagination, unreal. If he were king, he would help the needy. He would help the needy. So, second conditional is what? Unrealistic, imaginary, less possibility to happen. So that is why what we use this structure, where, if plus where, and then in main clause would plus V1. If I were rich, I would help the poor. Very simple. Now, friends, next we have third conditional sentence. Let us understand what is third conditional sentence, or which type of sentence comes under third conditional sentence. If a sentence expresses what? Unreal past, regret, or missed chance, means it's a kind of regret or repentance. Not happened, and due to that, something, the result could not come as expected. So it's a kind of regret, a repentance. Let us understand this first with example. If I had studied, I would have passed. This is if clause and this is main clause. So if I had studied means I did not study. I would have passed means I did not study, that is why I didn't pass. So it's a kind of what? Regret, repentance. Then what is the structure? If clause will have had and main clause will have would have. Very important. Had is followed by would have. Remember, this type of question is frequently asked in examination, in spotting errors also. If I had studied, I would have passed. Wherever you see had in conditional sentence, find out would have. Would have is must in that sentence. If they had left early, this is if clause. Had must be followed by would have. They would have arrived on time. Now in examination, what type of question you will get? If they left early, they would have arrived on time. Wrong. Had will always be followed by would have, and whenever you see would have, find had. Had should be there. So this is what third type of conditional sentence, third conditional sentence. Now the last one is mixed conditional sentence. Again, very, very important. Past condition, but its effect is present, now. So condition is past, it is also past. But here in mixed conditional sentence, what happens? Result is present now. In this type of sentence, you will find out what keywords like now, like today. Now the structure is a little bit different here. If had plus V3, the conditional part is what? If had V3, like here, yes or no? But the main clause will take would, not would have. And how will come to know this? If there is now and today, these are the keywords, then in place of would have, you will use what? Would. If I had taken the job, I would be rich now. I would be rich now. Don't get confused between the two. Third conditional and mixed conditional. In third conditional, had is followed by would have, but in mixed conditional, had is followed by would. When when you have keywords like now or today, means the effect of that condition, is present now also, today also. So this is the difference between third conditional and mixed conditional sentence. Friends, now for revision, let us do some spotting error questions based on this topic, conditional sentences. We have to spot the error in these sentences and then we will correct those errors. If she study regularly, she will pass the exam. This is first conditional sentence. Why? Because the condition is what? Realistic. So what is the structure? Present and future. So if she what? Studies regularly, she will pass the exam. First part, if clause is in simple present and the main clause in future tense in the first conditional sentence. Okay. If I was taller, I would play basketball. Tall. So it's kind of imagination. So if I was taller or if I were taller. So if I were taller, then in the main clause will become would. I would play basketball. Yes or no? This is second conditional sentence. If they leave early, they would reach station on time. If they had left early, they would have what? Reached the station on time. Yes or no? It's a kind of regret. Means they did not leave early, That is why they could not reach the station on time. If it will rain tonight, we will stay at home. What is wrong here? This is wrong. Why? Because this is first conditional sentence, and in first conditional sentence, if clause is in what? Simple present. If it rains tonight, we will stay at home. If he will work harder, he would get better results. Yes or no? So if he will work harder, he would get better results. So would. So what will write here? If he worked harder in past tense, present tense here, and this is past tense, first conditional in past tense. If he worked harder, he would get better results. This is first conditional sentence in past tense. If I had known, wherever you find had in conditional sentence, then what you look for? Would have. I would have attended it yesterday. So if I had known about the meeting, I would have attended it yesterday. If you will mix red and blue, you get purple. What is this kind? Zero conditional. It's fact that if you mix red and blue, you get purple. So in zero conditional sentence, what? Simple present. Okay. Simple present and simple present, both. Yes or no? So if you mix red and blue, you get purple. This is what? Zero conditional sentence. Yes or no? Friends, now next we have, if she saved more money, she will buy a car. This is first conditional sentence in past tense, so will change into would. Yes or no? If she saved more money, she would buy a car. Now, if we followed the rules, we would not have faced problems. Now, remember the keyword? Okay, how to correct it? If we had followed the rules, then had, after had, would have will not be here. Why? Because we have now mixed conditional sentence. So if we had followed the rules, we would not have we would not face problems now. So if we had followed the rules, we would not face problems now. So this is how we check the structure of conditional sentences. So this is all for today. See you in the next class with new topic. Thank you so much.